Why?
Just because I can't.
You're trying to get footage. You're trying to get footage for the beginning. Nuh-uh.
I feel something coming on. Do you feel the same way? I feel something coming on.
All right, welcome back to OneTake with Andrew. Last week we talked about centaur lawyers, what they were, what they weren't. It was also a really great week. I appeared on This Week in Law, which was fantastic. And David, maybe you can work your magic and put a link to that here. If you didn't see it, check it out. It was a really great episode. But that's not what we're talking about. Today we're back with OneTake. And so David, what are we talking about?
So Andrew, talk to a law firm. It came to mind when I was talking to them. I thought it would be a great topic for you to touch upon. But they emphasize the fear of AI taking their jobs. In that sense. So just what's your take on that?
Well, you know what? A lot of the time I think that, we've been as humans, and I talked about this a little bit on This Week in Law as well, we've been losing our jobs for hundreds of years. It's a fear that we always get when new technology comes out. But I think that when it comes to artificial intelligence, it's even more pronounced a lot of the time due to the media. What I mean by that is Hollywood. When I was growing up, I was always seeing these movies, Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's Armageddon, all these type of things, and these scenarios where there's a rise of robots. That's just not the case. And so I think in particular with artificial intelligence, that's kind of a reaction that folks have. And in many ways, we as AI companies have to do a lot around educating folks, because what they need to realize is that this technology is not that at all. It's not stuff that's self-aware. Sometimes, David, I get asked questions about my thoughts on the singularity. I think it's almost ridiculous, because where we are with artificial intelligence today, it's really about these systems that can assist humans. And then some folks say, well, where is that all going, etc. Jerry Kaplan, who is a fantastic lecturer out of Stanford, huge in the Valley, and he recently did a talk on AI. And one thing I really liked that he said, and I'm going to borrow from him, was, artificial intelligence is modeled after human ways of thinking, and it's modeled after that. And he was like, well, planes are modeled after the way birds fly. But we're not concerned about 747s building nests and regurgitating jet fuel into the mouths of little jets. It just sounds ridiculous. And I think it's the same thing with artificial intelligence. So David, I get that question a lot as well. I think the bottom line is we really need to move away from those types of fears. We also need to move away as an AI community from having these conversations, including robot imagery and including these other kind of cliches, because what it does is it gives people a really high expectation of where artificial intelligence is today. People think that it's like, if we're having a conversation about the singularity, then that means that these AI systems should be able to pretty much do anything, and that's not the case. But what AI systems are capable of doing right now is really improving the output and that a lot of professionals can do. We see that in finance, we see that in health, and at ROSS Intelligence we're doing that within the legal field. So what I would say, David, is stop fearing, start educating, start looking out there and learning more about the field, and there's the only time that you should be worried about that stuff is if you're an extra or an actor on one of those movie sets, because that's just not happening. So that's OneTake with Andrew. I'd love to get more info from everyone out there and address any questions you may have. You can hit me up on Twitter, on Instagram, on Snapchat. Again, David, you got to work your magic here. Please reach out. Would love to hear from you. Check out our blog too. There's always new posts and old posts there as well, and that's blog@rossintelligence.com. Take care.